Heavy D TV hashtag Solidify. Okay, guys. Now going to our education today. So working episode 2, coming off the last one, we're talking about personalities. So how to identify your personality, the traits, your strengths and your weaknesses, etc., and how you can make them work for you on a daily basis and with other human beings also. So I've broken it up basically into 4 little sections, and the first section basically is I was 0 to 7 as a kid. That's our foundation of how we pick up everything. Basically from mum and dad, our friends, our surroundings, everything that we see happen around us, and how to react to things, and what is life, and how people do what they do. From 0 to 7, we're all different when we get brought up, so that is a massive foundation building block for your personality, and that's where it starts. Also, we've got the 4 personality traits. Okay, now that is broken up into introvert and extrovert. We're going to be talking about that one today. Okay, later on we'll be talking about our astrology, the energy of the planets, the solar system, how that can affect your moods on a daily basis, and you can understand that. And also, like, your life experiences also determine how you are as a person, in that year, in that era, or in that time or day, depending on what you've gone through. So, not going to be a long video. I'm going to break it down quite simple and quite quick, and that's what Heavy D is all about. Okay, it's just about breaking things down nice and simple, nice and quick, and if you can pick out a few key points that's going to help you, then I've done my job. So let's start with 4 personality traits. So we have got 2 extroverts at the top. I've written in red. We've got choleric, powerful choleric. Yeah, you love my PowerPoint? It's so professional, isn't it? Now sanguine, popular sanguine. So there are 2 extroverts. Introverts, we've got melancholy, perfect melancholy, and we have got phlegmatic, peaceful phlegmatic. So let's start with the choleric, the powerful choleric. Now the powerful choleric, basically to identify these types of people in the world, in society. These people are unemotional people. They think logically. They talk quite direct and quite straight. They like to get to the point quite quick. They have very strong body language, and they're very self-assured with who they are and their beliefs. They're very goal-orientated also. So if you give them a project, they'll have a look at it, they'll suss it out logically, and they'll get straight to it and try and complete the project with as much energy and less, stoppages in the project. And basically, they're the types of people that are very, they're leaders, basically. That basically sums up the cholerics. They're leaders, okay? Now the thing is, they can get taken the wrong way sometimes, because they can be a little bit too, come across too confident, too arrogant, maybe rubs some people's feathers up the wrong way with the way they talk. The mannerisms are quite different. So that's basically the powerful choleric. Now you really need to read the Personality Plus book, and if you can't read the Personality Plus book, go on Google this, and you'll be able to have a good rundown and a good read, basically in depth, about the personalities. So the cholerics, the powerful cholerics, they're somebody that you want on your team. Okay, they're the leaders. They're the ones that you want to be captain in your footy and your soccer team. The thing is, you need to understand these cholerics, that the way that they talk, they're not trying to be rude at all. When they talk abrupt or straight or direct, they basically they're understanding what's going on, and they summarize it quite quick, and they just want to just keep moving forward, basically, in conversation. Now, populous sanguine. Okay, populous sanguine is the one we go to a party, and they're the loose ones. They're the loud ones coming in, introducing themselves to everybody. They're doing 2-3 things at once. They're having stories on the go. They exaggerate their stories a lot. They like to say everything. Not very private type of people. They're lots of energy. You'll probably find them wearing, all different coloured outfits, crazy stuff. They're out there, okay? They're the popular sanguine. Now, the thing about all these personalities is we need them all. There's no better or worse or whatever, but it could all work together very, very well. If you're very smart about this, you can definitely understand people a lot better, and you know exactly how to communicate with them and which ones to use for different types of things in your life, basically. So the popular sanguine, the thing about the popular sanguine is that the bad traits kind of, they don't listen too well. They kind of go yeah, jump over the top and then chuck in their story. So they can offend a few people, basically, especially the introverts, if they're trying to talk about something quite serious. And also they exaggerate their stories a fair bit. And they, if they're telling a story or something and it's not a positive story, they don't like advice coming back at them, how to fix that problem. They're basically just telling a story. So people like the melancholies, which we'll move on to. So we've got our introverts, perfect melancholies, which are, dot the I's, cross the T's. They're very analytical, okay, and they're thinkers. So they are, for them to look at the sanguine and go, how do you just keep talking and making up a story and exaggerating it when it wasn't even the truth? Don't you think before you talk? How can you not listen to somebody to understand what someone's saying? Perfect melancholy, they're quite strict with everything. Okay, so by me just saying this already now, you're probably thinking to yourself, hang on, that's this person, that's that person, oh, that reminds this person, that's why that person's like that. Okay, now the perfect melancholy is quite weary, that's why they're analytical. So their body language can be quite standoffish a little bit, okay, and they're very intuitive. So they'll ask lots of questions, they'll want to know the facts and the details about absolutely everything, and they will not commit to any type of project unless they know exactly what they're doing and every single detail about it before committing to anything at all. Okay, so that's the perfect melancholy. Now, let's roll on to the peaceful phlegmatics. I love the peaceful phlegmatics, absolutely love them. Now, the peaceful phlegmatics, they don't like to have any sort of controversy, arguments, debates. They will not speak over the top of you at all. They're very lazy, laid back types of people. They are the followers, basically. They need someone to kick them in the butt to say, come on, let's go. Come pick you up and we'll go to this party, or if we're going to do a project, then you have to basically tell the phlegmatic exactly what to do, when to do it, and go do it now. So they're always waiting for kind of direction. They sit there, but they're very easygoing people, and you will never have a fight with a phlegmatic. If a phlegmatic doesn't like you, then you won't know about it, but they will dismiss you from their life straight away and put no further energy into you. So they are the lowest of energy type. Okay, melancholy have that energy of thinking. Sanguine is the out there body language energy, and the powerful choleric, well, the powerful choleric's energy is very focused and direct. So they are the 4 personality traits. Now, when you really get into them and really tend to understand them, there is a test in the book to find out which one you're the higher percentage of, so you can understand why you do certain things, or how you interact with people, or why you don't get along with certain people at work or at church or at school or wherever you are at, footy practice, anything that you do, at parties. Now, when you get really good, okay, at knowing all the personalities, and then you start to socialize and you really get good at picking up in your head and going, hey, I picked it, that one, I picked it, I knew he was a choleric, I knew she was a sanguine, I knew this, I knew that. Okay, and then you get better at it and better at it and better at it. Within the first 10 seconds of meeting somebody, you can basically get a feel from your intuition, from this social intelligence knowledge of who you're interacting with. So if you have that information, if you have that intellect, that social intellect, that knowledge, then communicating with people and getting them to like you, and also getting to learn from them, or learning how to communicate to all different types of people, okay, it gets easier, and you'll be so, how can I say, you'll be so amazed about the connections and the networks that you'll be able to form with all different types of people, except for just the ones that you're stuck with, that you get along with and you always have, and you're not going to venture outside of your box to get to know other people, because you just don't click with them and you just don't know why. But now you know why, and you can make it work for you, yeah? So that's basically our 4 personality traits. It's very important, if you can, get this book, Personality Plus. It's amazing. There's a lot of reading in there. It also, it also teaches you, if two people are teamed up together, what annoys one person about the other. Okay, so melancholy with powerful choleric. If they were going to go on to do a project together or build something together, the choleric would be like, yep, follow me, I know what to do, let's do it. Full of confidence. The perfect melancholy would be like, hang on, but let's read the instructions, let's make sure we got everything first, let's put this here, let's put that there before we attack it, we want to make sure that everything is perfect, let's measure everything. And the choleric can get quite impatient with that type, with the melancholy, basically. And then also you've got the melancholy with the sanguine. So sanguine doesn't listen, the melancholy wants to have in-depth conversations, truthful conversations. The sanguine just blasé, and doesn't listen also, full of energy. And with the melancholy with the phlegmatic, well, geez, I tell you what, everyone gets along with the phlegmatic. The only thing about the phlegmatic is they're quite, they can get annoying, because you're just trying to get some energy out of them, you're trying to get some life out of them, but they just sit there and they just listen. And they're good listeners, and they'll agree with everything that you say. They will not speak their opinion too much at all. So, phlegmatics, amazing. So cholerics always like to do things their way. So if a choleric was teamed up with the phlegmatic, and they were, going to go do a venture together, the choleric will have an idea of how he wants it. He wants to do everything specifically his way. Let's go to here first, and there first, and let's have lunch here first, and then let's go to that place, etc. And this is how we're going to do it. Phlegmatic will just go, yep, sweet. And the choleric will enjoy that leadership, basically, and feel almighty powerful. The sanguine and the cholerics. Now the sanguine and the cholerics, basically, they're both extroverts, so they can kind of learn off each other a little bit there. The choleric needs to add some sanguine to their personality, so they can be a little bit more free flowing, in society. And the sanguine needs to, enjoys the choleric, because the choleric is quite structured of what he wants to do or she wants to do. So the sanguine can actually trust the choleric to lead, while being all over the shop, life of the party, full of energy, and not have to concentrate too much at all. Now, I'm going to stop there, because that's basically, coming up to, what you need to know for those personality traits. The powerful choleric is your leader. The popular sanguine is your out there party person. Social butterfly is the word. Perfect melancholy is your analytical thinker. Peaceful phlegmatic, they are your laid back followers. Okay, so just to finish it off, just to give you a clearer picture, I'll give you a little example, okay? So, say there was a paddock Okay, and this is a race, yeah. Now in this paddock, it's full of barbed wire, potholes, rocks, you name it. Okay, you have to get from one side to the other side. Now it's a race, and you've got the choleric there having a look. He's yeah. You've got the sanguine cracking jokes, laughing, trying to stir the pot up, and then you've got the melancholy. The melancholy is just calm and is sussing out and having a look at all the potholes and the barbed wire, and the phlegmatic is what's going on? What are we doing? What are we doing, guys? Okay. Now, 3, 2, 1, they're off. Now, the thing about this race is it's not about how fast you get to the other end. Okay? It's as fast you get to the other end with the least amount of cuts, bruises, and marks on you. Now, the choleric, boom, shot out of the gate, goes nuts. Pothole here, cut here, barbed wire, jumps that, just goes straight to them as fast as they can. They just want to win, they just want to go there as fast as they can. They don't care, okay, about all the carnage in the middle of this paddock. The popular sanguine, when you find the popular sanguine, it starts running, it's good, okay, and then all of a sudden it sees this, butterfly over in the distance, and then starts chasing it, loses attention, and then laughs at the choleric for getting cut, and then it's just going around in circles. It might have dropped something, so it goes back to go find what they've dropped. They're just all over the shop, and they're in their little world. Eventually they'll get there. The melancholy is taking its time and is tiptoeing its way around and finding the best path to get to the end. And it gets to the end with no cuts, bruises, not a harm on the body at all. Okay, and the phlegmatic is basically just gone, I'll just follow you guys. Let's see how we kind of go, and hopefully somebody kind of guides the phlegmatic through. Otherwise, the phlegmatic will basically probably just take a little bit of all of the trades and go, okay, sweet, I'll go a little bit faster. And then if they get cut a little bit, go, okay, well maybe I'll follow the melancholy because melancholy is not getting cut. So okay, I'll change that trait, and they will not have a plan at all, and they will follow whatever they need to follow so they can get to the end and finish it off, and they don't care if they win or they lose. Now that is Heavy D TV, hashtag Solidify. It's all about solidifying your personality here on Heavy D TV, youtube.com. Make sure you subscribe to my channel because it's a varieties channel. This fella here, very spontaneous and has lots of variety, lots of personality traits, and and you're gonna see them all here on Heavy D TV. Hashtag Solidify.